Welcome back to another episode of the Will Talks Disney YouTube page. And if you're like me, we're still in COVID and you're experiencing this and you're wondering, okay, Disney has faltered financially, not from a fault of their own, but what does this mean for our projects? What's going to happen to Epcot? We already know about Spaceship Earth. What's going to happen to the rest? And where is Disney going to spend their capital? Or money, for those of you. I'm a finance nerd, so um, I'm really excited to look into this Blog Mickey article. We're going to go through the thoughts of the CFO, what priorities they have for the projects that are remaining, what are they going to do about Tron, Galactic, Guardians of the Galaxy thing, and all these other ones. So we're going to break it down, what's staying, what's going, and what's going to happen next. As a young YouTube account, the best thing you can do for me is to help share my videos. If you like them, if you think other people would like them, if you could share the links to others, subscribe, turn that bell, and smash that like button. Maybe eventually I'll stop doing that. I don't know. I'm sorry. But today I'm very excited. We're going over Disney CFO, which his name or her name, maybe it's her name, sorry, Christine McCarthy spoke at the Bank of America Virtual 2020 Media Communications Entertainment Conference about the state of Walt Disney. And this picture, by the way, is awesome. This is the last piece to go for the Tron coaster together. So from Christine's perspective, what are the top priorities for Walt Disney World? Any major corporation right now is very restrictive on the capital they have. So capital is basically any free money that you have to do projects. So you either have money through money coming in and you pay your vendors, and you have extra cash on hand, which Disney probably doesn't have much. You get money from bank loans, which then you have to repay an interest, but with interest rates being so low, you can probably do that. But everyone's looking for ROI or return on investment. So if Disney's going to spend $10 million on a project, how fast are they going to make their money back? So when they're looking at investment strategies, they're going to put away things that they might not see as quick of an ROI. It might be a nice thing, but if it doesn't return money back to the company or is a must-do that's going to bring more people in, it's probably going to get scrutinized pretty tight from now on. So again, some of the things that we've seen, Spaceship Earth, that overall has been canceled. They say there's a different approach to the Epcot World Celebration Festival Center. So it's gonna be different. And then, which is really sad, even this Mary Poppins attraction might be gone and not happen, which if you saw the pictures and the concept art, that looked awesome. So that said, okay, so there's a bunch of things that are going on right now. So as they say, in flight. So anything that is still happening, construction is going on, obviously, with Tron. We have Guardians of the Galaxy, the Cosmic Rewind, the Play Pavilion, and then, which the thing I'm probably most excited about is Remy's Ratatouille Adventure. I mean, already France is probably one of the best, not probably, is one of the best pavilions. You add that whole other section, it's going to be hard to beat France overall. So to break the lead by me scrolling down too far, or the web page moving by itself by its ads, interesting. One of the things that they're prioritizing is the Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser, and I'm probably sure they don't even want to call it a hotel, an experience. So as a Star Wars fan, I'm excited. I'm really excited to see what the newest, greatest Star Wars fan, Isla, thinks about this Star Wars Star Cruiser. It's going to be a little bit different. I haven't been on Rise of the Resistance, but from everything I've heard, if they can bring that and then amp it up another level. So you're talking a 2-day experience. I've heard cruise pricing for 2 days. So 2 days might be like $3,000 or $4,000. So I don't know if I'm doing it anytime soon, but it does look really cool. So again, you'll have 2 nights on board. There's a bunch of stuff to do. Every window you look out, you're going to be in space. I get motion sickness with these type of virtual rides, so I really hope I don't go in this little pod thing and just throw up everywhere because I get sick, so that would be bad. Again, the Star Cruiser, I mean, the concept art looks absolutely amazing. The scenes when you look outside the window are going to change because you're moving through space. I don't think it's going to look like that when you get in. There's no like graphic themed tease of like Disney or like Mickey ears going on. I don't know what they're gonna tell people when they come on board, like that they have to wear like no Mickey, no Disney. This is a Star Wars hotel, okay? You came to a Star Wars hotel. But I mean Chewie moving your language or your luggage of stormtroopers. I mean that sounds really cool. Again, it's going to be called the Halcyon? I'm not good at saying stuff, so if someone could tell me how to say this thing. Halcyon. I'm sorry, Disney. I'm sorry, George Lucas. So again, you'll get to have navigation skills that might come handy. There's going to be little tasks that you do. I mean, everything in this concept art looks really cool. It looks like there's going to be TIE fighter battles and things like that are going on. Fun stuff to do. Obviously, it's not going to... This is pre-COVID, so there's obviously no mask and things like that. Lightsaber training and how you can connect with the Force. So the one thing I'm wondering is how the age ranges are going to work for what you can and can't do. So I'm obviously a big Disney nerd, Star Wars nerd. This lightsaber training looks cool. Is it only gonna be for kids? Which would stink because I would like to be with the Force and, you know, be upside down and like floating Yoda and then trying to pull up my X-Wing in the swamp, but I don't know if that's gonna be happen. Ooh, and I go down. And so there's going to be this really cool lounge for all ages. I mean, if there's droids going around, if there's people in costumes that look like this going around, and you can get galactic drinks and play this cool chess game, this all sounds really cool. And again, if that's what a room looks like where the kids get these cool beds and it's got like this BB-8 feel, really good. Really good, Disney. You could have something. I don't know if I'm going to spend what you're asking for, but I know you're going to find a lot of Star Wars fans that will. So the next two things that we have here are both for our friends out in Disneyland, which I know a lot of people are excited, still eagerly waiting for them to open as of this time. But we got Avengers Campus that is being prioritized. So obviously it was intended to be open in July, but obviously COVID in the world. So that hasn't happened, but work has restarted. Again, there is this World Engineering Brigade, also known as WEB, which is going to be Disney's first Spider-Man attraction. So this looks really cool. I look at this and I say, oh, you got 3D glasses and you're doing stuff that looks kind of similar to what Universal did in Hollywood or in Florida. But there's not very many details. I like that they're going to be integrating more Marvel stuff on the West Coast. I like that dynamic of West Coast, East Coast Disney parks. Then they're also going in on Ant-Man and the Wasp in this Prim test kitchen. There is a lot of Marvel franchises. I do not know if I would have gone with Ant-Man and the Wasp as one of my franchises to like do something like that. I mean, but you know, Disney, maybe they had to do something else, but I think it's gonna be really cool. You're gonna have heroic encounters, including Black Widow, Ant-Man and the Wasp, again, Doctor Strange, Guardians of the Galaxy, superheroes from Wakanda, Asgard, and Iron Man. I mean, it doesn't say that we don't have an Iron Man attraction in here, but how do we not have an Iron Man attraction, but we have Ant-Man and the Wasp? Good movies, but we don't like Captain Marvel doesn't have something in here. So, I mean, it looks good. So again, this is all just phase one, with phase two set to open up in the coming years. And then there's gonna be a headliner Avengers e-ticket ride that has, Disney doesn't really have too many details. Maybe I'll do another article on what that's looking like. But if it's gonna look like this is probably gonna be the big mecca of that whole land. If Ride, I mean, just imagine if Rise is just the tip of ride technology, I mean, and it's gonna get better from there. This is a great time to live in. Okay, now we see we've got Captain Marvel, we've got Hulk, we've got a lot of things going on. That would be a lot of fun to be a part of. So our last thing that we have, and this is a good one that was kind of announced a little while ago, so it's good to see that they're focusing on it. So Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway is coming to Disneyland. So I haven't got the chance to be on it. I was supposed to do it in April when we were supposed to go, but obviously we didn't. So I was really excited to see that. I'm not the biggest fan of that animation series or animation style that Disney has on Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, but the colors, the music, how fun it looks. I've seen the ride through, parts of the ride through a couple times. So it looks really cool, and that's about it. So what are you thinking? So again, some of the projects that weren't mentioned here were the Epcot overhaul project and Splash Mountain reimagining. But if you were running Disney, if you were the CFO, if you had limited capital and you needed money to be coming in by picking the right things to build first, where would you go? What would you build? My opinion, them going in on the Galactic Star Cruiser, yes, they're trying to capitalize on the the Skywalker saga ending. Galaxy's Edge just came out. Global recession, I don't think they can open up that hotel until COVID is completely over and people are comfortable and money in the overall US and world economy is coming in. I mean, the prices they're expecting, I know there are still people that could afford those. I just don't know how many. So again, I think it's gonna be a really cool experience that I would like to experience at least once in my life. And Disney's so far down the line with that it makes sense why they're doing it. I'm wondering how it's going to interact with Galaxy's Edge and how everything works with that. And again, I think the other two things they're working on already had its roots in there. So Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway has obviously been a huge success over in Hollywood Studios. It's great to see that it's coming to California. And then the Avengers area, sorry, it's not Avengers area. I have never been to Disneyland, so I apologize for me not knowing the correct terms. Avengers Campus. Yes, that's what it is. So I think those are exciting things. There's a lot changing. This dynamic's changing with how everything's going. So I don't know what's going to happen in the next little bit. But I just hope Disney continues to progress and move forward and build new things. So again, if you like this video, subscribe, put on that notification bell so you can see the latest videos. If you want to help me grow, send this off to your friends and people that you think would like these types of videos. If you got any feedback, good or bad, let me know in the comments below. And I love to strike up a conversation. Follow me on Instagram at Will Talks Disney. And finally, have faith, trust, a little bit of pixie dust, actually lots of pixie dust. And I can't wait for us to talk about Disney again.